Afternoon everyone, hope everybody's okay. I'm coming on to do this bit of a project with you. Stand up. I'm trying to get my Tombow to go down to the bottom. So I'm coming on to do this project with you. Now, it is called a box and a card. Okay, so I'll start with the base. And I've even written it all down for you. I'm keeping hold of this Tombow because I want it upright. Okay, for our box, your lid, light's not very good, that might help a bit. You are going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 6 1/16. I know, but it needs to be to fit over your base. 6 1/16 by 7 9/16. And you're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. That's your lid. Okay, so then you're going to cut your corners and just wedge them in. You can see there I've wedged mine in a bit. Okay, and we're going to stick these down, and I would use either a liquid glue, come on Tombow, a liquid glue You're not going to play, are you? Come on. I have got some more on order. My order's due tomorrow, I think. No, I think it's died. Never mind, we shall use the Kalal. Okay, so I would use either liquid glue or red line tape. So you're just going to put that up to the corner, make sure it's a nice tight corner, and I'm just using these paper clips to hold that in place for me because I don't want it moving. Okay, I'm going to go round . Ah, come on. Try and get your corners nice and sharp. And I say, I'm just using these just to give me a little helping hand because I only have 2. So I hope everybody's having a nice day. Oh, come on, Mel. Do you know? There, you will stay put. Oh, yesterday, let me tell you about yesterday. The shenanigans again. See a day in my life. I should write a blooming book. I goes into the kitchen, the hubby had been working on something, and I goes into the kitchen and to make a cuppa. Oh, get on. Right, so that's our base. That'll just sit there nice and pretty and dry for us. And then the base of our box needs to be 6.5 by 7.5, and you're going to score it every 3/4 of an inch all the way round, like so. And you're going to cut your tabs and you're going to notch them in like we did for our lid. Yeah, so the shenanigans. Hubby had been working on something. I goes into the kitchen to make a cup of tea, and I looked out the window excuse me, and it was like a sea of crows. They were everywhere, okay, on the embankments. That they're like sand dunes up the side of our house. Oh, come on, paper clips. And I says to him, what are they after? He says, I don't know. So anyway, I makes a cup of tea and it comes back into the bedroom, and sits down on the bed. Well, the next thing, I looked up out of my bedroom window and there was this almighty sea of crows. And I'm talking literally hundreds. It was like something out of, do you remember that horror film? Was it by Alfred Hitchcock? I'm not sure. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, grabs my phone, takes a picture of all these crows, and I just couldn't believe how many there was. And I posted a picture on my Facebook page. And I got a couple of oh my gods and blah blah blah, and someone wrote, Google it, Mel, and find out the meaning behind it. And then she wrote a comment and explained that she'd Googled it and this was what she discovered. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And it turns out they're a sign of death. So that was my afternoon. So yeah, touch wood. They've not been back today. Now we have an uncle that's in hospital at the minute. He's not like a very close uncle, and to be honest, he's not a very nice person. But anyway, yeah, so we were expecting the phone to go last night, but it didn't. So for your card, okay, you are going to need a piece of card that measures 11 by 7. So 11 by 7, okay. You are going to score it at 5 inches and 6 inches, okay. So we're going to do the front of our book first and the spine. Our card. Why do I keep calling it a book? It's a card. A box and a card. So I picked 2 sheets out of the Misteltoe designer series paper, and that's what I'm going to use to cover. Isn't that lovely? The oldie worldy Christmas ornaments to cover my box. So yeah, so that was my shenanigans yesterday. I tell you what, there's never a dull moment out here. Oh, I'm still having blooming nightmares over that flipping hedgehog and all. And it's probably gone into hibernation now and doesn't give 2 hoots. And here's me still having nightmares about it. I went a bit close to the edge there with that collal. Oh, I didn't give you the measurements of the DSP, did I? It's because I have tons on my mind. The DSP for your front is going to measure, I would say, 4 7/8 by, let me just get that on the edge, by 6 3/4. And our spine, we know that's an inch, so you're just going to take 2/8 off. But you're going to keep the length, okay? And I've just used another piece out of that same paper. So I forgot what I was talking about then. Yeah, it's never a dull moment out of here, and I'm still having nightmares about that blooming hedgehog. And like I say, the blooming hedgehog's probably in hibernation now and doesn't give two flipping hoots. Anyway. My grandbabies are all back at school now. My stepdaughter was here last night. She's the one that's currently pregnant, and we know that she's having a little boy. So yeah, we have that to look forward to in January. Now I want to use some, I should have put that under before I'm just cutting a bit of ribbon. Get off. I should have put it under before I stuck my DSP down, but never mind. So I'm going to pull up a piece of this. She says, pokey tool. So I'm just pulling up a piece of mine before it sticks. Put a bit more collal glue there. And I'm just going to stick a piece of ribbon in. I should have done this before I stuck it down, but you know me. So just re-stick that down. Okay, and I have a panel to go on the front that we're going to decorate, and that measures 4 inches by 5 7/8, and that's going to sit on the front, but we're going to decorate all that up. Now I'm going to turn over to the inside, okay, and I've done the same panel as on the front for there, and then we've got a piece of whisper white to put on there to put our message on, and then we have the same panel as the spine that we used to go on this side, and they all measured the same as the front one I give you. And in case you missed that, it was 4 3/4 wide by 6 3/4 length. Don't go too close to the edge because you'll have seepage like I did. There comes the sun again. Sorry about that. Okay. And then on the back one, don't forget we need to put our ribbon down. That measures exactly the same as the other ones. And I'm just going to put a little dab on there. And I'm just using the opposite side of that one. I'm going to get that nice and straight. Give us a nice border. Okay, just give that a mush down. Now we're going to take our base. Let me just make sure. And take them off now. But I just want to make sure that this is the base. No, that's our lid. This is our base. So you're going to take your base. Okay, once it's all dry, and we're going to put glue all over it. And you're just going to sit that on. And now you can't see much of that DSP underneath. And I know I should have probably have gutted it, but I didn't. I'm just making sure that's straight all the way around. So we're going to sit that in there, put that bottle in. And what else can I throw in there that's heavy? We'll lay the bottle down. Okay, so we're just going to put that to one side for a moment. And we're going to work on our, which was the front panel. Yeah. Yeah, that was my front panel. And this measures, excuse me, 4 1/4 by 1/8 over the 6 1/8. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, we're going to heat emboss this, and I need my stamp set, and we're going to use the Lovely as a Tree. Oh, found me doodads. What I was looking for yesterday. But never mind. So we're going to use the Lovely as a Tree, this one. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I don't know whether to use, let me just have a little play here a minute. Get out. Don't know whether to use that one and stamp it a couple of times, or let me see, will this one fit? And it will indeed. So what I'm thinking is I can either use just the Christmas tree or the fir tree, whatever you want to call it, or I can use this one. And I'm thinking, no, I'm going to use just the Christmas tree because it is a Christmas card. So I'll just stamp it and then stamp it again. okay, but we are going to heat emboss it. So we need our embossing buddy and we need our Versamark. And Mel's running out of space. Let me just close that up for a minute. Now, what I'm going to do is, as well, I want to make this embossing powder glittery. Okay, so we've got our little empty glass or cup or whatever you want to use. Sorry about the noise. But if I don't keep my embossing powders in these containers, then they end up everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take quite a bit of my embossing powder and I'm going to put it in this glass. Okay, this is another way if you want glittered embossing powder and you haven't got it. Make your own. Simple. Make your own. So you've seen me put quite a bit of embossing powder in there. Now I've got my glitter. I'm just going to see Mel trying to get into anything. Right, I'm just using my scissors to open up this because this is a new glitter shaker thingy majiggy. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour some glitter in with that embossing powder. You don't want as much of the glitter as you have embossing powder. Okay, get that out of my road because it will go everywhere. And just give it a swirl round till it mixes. Okay, so we've got our lovely little mix there with the glitter in, and that was just normal embossing powder. Okay, so now I'm going to take my embossing buddy, get all you use baby powder or whatever you'd have it. I'm just using this because this is what I have, so I'm just going to pounce on it and then rub it in. Okay, I can move that out the way. I'm going to get my Versamark. It'd help if I mounted my stamp, wouldn't it? Oh, do you know? Can I use this one? Will I get away with it? I can and I will. Okay, so we've mounted our stamp and it's got glitter all over it, but I don't care. And I'm just putting the Versamark on it. Okay, and we're going to stamp that there. Give that a couple of minutes. Hubby's just taking the dogs for a walk. And then we'll put more Versamark on. I'm just leaning back so I can see where that tray is. And I'm just going to put that on there. And now I need a piece of scrap paper. Okay, so there's my 2 trees. I'm just going to grab a piece of copy paper. Because I don't want to put this glitter embossing powder back in with me normal gold embossing powder. So I'm going to put that on there, cover that back up, move it out the road. Take our glitter embossing powder that we've just made, and we're going to sprinkle it all over where I know I stamped my trees. Come on, glitter. And you can see I've actually got the stamp there. So if you have a little brush, let me see, where is my little brush? Do you know, it's like the bloomin' black hole, this place. I'm going to use my nail. Okay, so there's our trees that we've just stamped. And you can see the glitter in it. Yeah? So this is another way of you getting your embossing glitter rather than using the heating stick. And you can do this with any embossing powder, any glitter, it doesn't make no difference. So we're going to heat emboss this now. I'm just moving that out the road because it'll just blow everywhere, and I've got to go into town later on, so don't want to be covered in glitter. So if you've got me on loud, turn it down now, please. Just give this a minute to heat up. You can just see it going now. And what I could do, but you have to do it while it's still hot, is I could go back in again with my glitter if I wanted to and go over that again. Yeah, I could go over that again with my glitter if I wanted to. But there's enough there. And what I always say is, if you're using a cool colour, i.e. blues, white, greys, you know, the cool colour family sort of thing, use silver embossing powder. If you're using a warm background, use gold. And I always say that, and I always stick to it. But I know in this instance I've used Whisper White and I've used my gold embossing powder because I wanted to stick with the tradition of green, red, green and gold. That's the only reason why I've done it. Otherwise, I never would have done that. It would have been silver. Okay, so that's dry. So I'm using the May the Beauty of the Season, Fill Your Heart with Joy. Okay, I'm using that. And again, I am using, this is lovely lipstick. No, I'll use the Call Me Clover, because I don't really like stamping in red, just like you wouldn't write in red. Maybe it's just me. Okay, I can see that glitter just twinkling away. So we're using the Call Me Clover. Just making sure it's inked up everywhere that I want it. And I'm going to come over to this side here. Just give it 5 seconds just for that ink to transfer. I'm not really putting any pressure on it, I'm just holding my hand on the block. Okay. So that was Call Me Clover. I'll leave that there so I know to clean it. And this is our front panel for our card. Now I can add, let me just get them out. Oh. I can add my gold gem. Do I want to? Yeah, I might as well. What have I done with my pokey tool? I'll just add a couple, just here, there and everywhere. Well, have you had a look at the new catalogue yet? What do you think? It actually went live yesterday. Has anyone ordered yet? Are you all spending your vouchers? Put one up there. You don't want them on every branch, because I mean you don't have a Christmas tree in your home and have a bauble on every branch of it, do you? Okay, I'll just put a couple down the centre of that. Actually, it looks a bit. There we go, so that'll do that. So we can put our glue on the back. Bring back in our box, we can take that out now. Just give it a squish. Okay, leave that there because I know that needs, I'm just seeing if I have any, I have green, excuse my arm, have green. Do I have any red? No. I'm looking for my green dotties. There we go. So I have some green dots. I did think I had red, but I haven't. So we're just gonna dot these about. Okay. So then this is our panel that we're going to use on the inside to write our little message. Christ, we're on 36 minutes already. I hope you all don't mind long videos. Okay, and I've just cut a piece of this DSP to go on the lid of my box. You can cut the lid out, make like a cellophane or clear acetate window in it. I think I've took up enough of your time. All my videos tend to be long ones, and I do try, you know, I try and prep everything in advance. I think I just gab too much, that's all it is. No one to blame but myself. Just gab too much. Okay, so that is our box. Get in. Okay, so there's our box, there's our card, and you would tie it in a bow and it would make a lovely teacher's gift. Maybe fill it with some homemade fudge, maybe fill it with a couple of packets of them. I love them. That one I use when I have a chest infection. It's called Just Breathe, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You could fill it with can you tell I love my candles? If you like the teacher that much, you could give her a load of candles, Yankee candles, or you could give her some tartlets. Yeah, there's red and green. One's Candy Cane Lane and one's Christmas Garland. So there is your box and a card. And as you can see, Mel did make a boo-boo, and I will own up to it. I put the lid down as my base. So I've now got the lid into the base. But I think it makes it more secure. So I hope you give that a go. I hope you give, look, the sun's blocking me now, your embossing powders a go with the glitter in, because it really does. I mean, you can really see it. You probably can't with that blimmin' sun, but you can see it twinkling away. And I thought, well, I don't think we do the heating stick anymore. I think we do clear embossing powder, which would probably work just the same, but I don't think we do the heating stick anymore. So just mixing a bit in with your embossing powder, a bit of glitter, depending on how shimmery you want it, will just give it the same effect, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I hope you give that a go. As I say, a box and a card. Tie the ribbon off. and I say it would make a lovely teacher's gift, even if you made, you know, if you were one of these people who make like homemade fudge or truffles. My mum used to make truffles, rum and raisin ones. Aye. So yeah, hope you give that a go. Take care, and take care of those around you, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.